focus on my brake lights. Ain't turning back, now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it, put a couple bands on it, and I don't plan on letting people turn me, no. You can say what you want, I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that thing like I'm getting green, right? Talking to my past life, focus on my brake lights. Losing to my future now.
Hello, viewers. We are pumped with energy, as you can see on my left, and as you can see on my right. Well, she's kind of silhouetted. There we go. We've downloaded and ready for today. Are you ready, ladies?
I'm ready. I'm getting ready.
We have downloaded. Yes. Refresh. Okay. We're at it. All right. So for those of you who are saying that, who are these ladies? They're starting to scream and yell in my ear. Well, let us introduce ourselves and not be rude and be polite. My name is Angelique.
I'm Nori. And I'm Francisca.
And we are breaking the silence. So if silence is your thing, well, unfortunately today, you're not going to have any silence, but I'm sure that you're going to enjoy, you're going to like the conversations we are going to deliver. Right, ladies?
Yes.
Are we promising
100%.
true fact and not a myth?
Yes.
Okay,
All
so
around.
let's break it down for you. What are we even going to be talking about today? Well, if you've heard about retirement, well, I want to tell you haven't heard it all, because today we're going to give a different twist about retirement. For those of you who are already thinking about retirement, you're close to that age, or maybe you're already in your maybe 30s, 40s, and started to plan ahead. Well, today we're going to be talking about micro retirement. So if you don't know what that is, then I want you to stay tuned for that topic later on, okay? And another thing is the power of hobbies. For those of you who have a lot of hobbies, for those of you who love hobbies and then even turn it to sometimes business because you love it so much, you have so much passion. What does it benefit you? How does it benefit you when you have, hobbies? So we're going to be talking about that later on. And of course, we have our game.
Rapid fire.
Correct. Well, although sometimes we're not as rapid as we think. But
let's see how we'll do this time.
Let's see.
We try. We really do try to be rapid, but it never works out that way.
It never does,
Yes.
but it'll still be fun, pretty sure.
Yes, for sure. So all of that, take that all in, and we're going to be going in a break, and then after we're going to go on our first topic of the day.
All right.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Breaking the silence is where ripples become waves of change. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry. I'll see you later.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes. you realize them.
Real women, real talk. Breaking the silence is where it all goes down. Let's connect and empower together.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
Justification that comes with any addiction.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
But as you mature, you have to be with someone who matures with you.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
All right, so before we move on to our first topic of the day, we actually have a question for you. And if you know, this is our question of the day. So let's pull it up, please. All right, so our question for you is, what is one thing you would like to never have to do again?
Ooh, where do we begin?
A little tough question, an open book. We
Right.
have some vulnerability over there, but if you wanted to share, feel free to share it with us. And we have our QR code actually that's gonna pop up on your screen right now. There you go.
is.
And it's Breaking the Silence _talk show. That's our Instagram handle. And once you scan this QR code, it's gonna bring you all the way to our Instagram page. And there you can actually respond to this question. But you have, an hour long, more or less, a couple of minutes to answer this question. And later on in the show, we probably will have to read them, right? And as well for our co-host here, if we do have time available, if time
I will
permits,
definitely share
we are
mine.
going to be sharing ours as well. But right now, we're gonna go to our first topic of the day.
Okay.
We kind of spoiled it a little bit. We're gonna do micro-retirement. This is a different shift, a different twist to what most of us know about retirement. That retirement, you work, and then at a specific age, you just spend your time with family, friends, or just no working at all.
Exactly.
But yes, we're going to talk about the other part of micro-retirement.
Forgetting about the traditional image of what retirement is all about. People don't even really, talk about retirement early because they know they have to wait until they're in their 60s and stuff. But now things have shifted a little bit where we see that people in their younger years are enjoying it, and that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, so we're going to be exploring this growing trend even more in depth, talking about this trend and all of the benefits that are actually coming from this trend. So I'm kind of excited to hear about this trend.
We're going to start planning ahead.
Can we
Francisca's
incorporate this into my life? Is this something that I can start doing right away?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be discussing in this segment.
So let's redefine what retirement really is about. So the traditional concept, as Nori mentioned earlier, it's a long interrupted period, and then you have that age where you actually end your career. However, this micro-retirement involves taking shorter and more frequent breaks throughout your working years. So instead of actually waiting an extended period, actually you are gonna have frequent breaks, along the years of you working. So it could mean a few weeks or months or every few years rather than, decades. Working 4 decades and then after that you get your break, but rather you'll have in between breaks.
And that's something that we see that a lot of people are taking advantage of, even younger people, especially if they want maybe to accomplish something. They want to give themselves that break. They want to give themselves that pause in working to be able to invest, whether it is in furthering their education or probably starting a business or traveling the world. This is a trend that a lot of people are taking up now. But, like Francisca said, we are also going to be talking about possible benefits on it as well, because it has its pros and its cons as well, right?
Yes, and we love to talk about the benefits of these things. And just by listening to this, I see so many pros, because nowadays, our health, so many people are living so, much longer than before expected, right? So they're able to work, they're able to still be functioning, they don't have to be at home, they're tired, they just can't work any longer, right? So that's kind of where this concept was coming from. but also to have this work-life balance so that you can go out, you can enjoy your vacations, you can enjoy time with the family, you can learn new skills, you can even go and try and get into different jobs. Say, oh, well, I want to start here, let me see what this job field is like. Just kind of getting an overall view of what it is that you like, what it is that you enjoy, and being able to take these breaks. Because then once, it's just like when you go on a vacation, right? You go on a vacation, and when you return to work, it's like you're rejuvenated, you're fresh, you're ready to go, you have all kinds of great creative ideas, you have your energy back, you have your spark back. And so it's kind of with the same concept, because I think a lot of the times we have found that those who are going into retirement, not only are their funds not going as long as they had previously expected, but then they tend to get kind of bored sitting at home. It's like, so what are you waiting on?
Exactly.
You know, and unfortunately what they're waiting on, nobody really wants to wait on. So this gives them another avenue to be able to go out to work, to bring in income. So there's a lot of great benefits that would come with doing this micro-retirement.
And not to mention, it also, for me, looking at it, it also promotes kind of like a healthier lifestyle, because there's a lot of people out there that they work 7 days a week, or they got 2 or 3 jobs. You know, they live burnt out all of their lives, and then when they finally reach retirement, they can't enjoy it. Why? Because they're taking care of a health condition, or, you know, there's just so many things. They're just physically tired and exhausted to travel the world, or to kind of, you know, go after certain goals that they probably had to put on pause, you know, earlier in their years, because, you know, they just found themselves in a position where they really had to work all the time. But people who are, you know, taking advantage of micro-retirement, you see that they're pausing and living life, enjoying themselves, you know, accomplishing things that they probably never imagined that they would be able to do. Maybe even knocking off things off of their bucket list and things like that. So, you know, micro-retirement is something that, you know, it sounds really good.
Exactly. Like, it sounds like the benefits sounds like amazing, right?
Yeah.
However, in every trend, there are challenges. There are conditions. There are things to consider. And one of them is financial planning.
Yes.
Especially if you have like a large family, you're the only one, you're the head of the household, you're the only one bringing, you know, food on the table. So you need to really plan. If you are going to be considering micro-retirement, what are going to be the considerations? What issues are you going to be able to put out of the way, or maybe even going to be a stumbling block in this? Because you may take a break and then, you know, prevent burnout. However, if, for example, you take that break and, for example, your company does not really implement micro-retirement, or maybe taking too much break than it's usually would have, right? Because in a company, they give you like a certain amount of leave time or a certain amount of vacation time. And if you don't follow that, then it could be like a gap in your resume, in your job, you know, employment history. Right. So that is also another thing that you have to consider. You have to be open to your, you know, employer or the company if you're planning on this, because some of them may not be flexible as you want it to be, or if you're, you know, vying for promotion. You've been working so hard and all of a sudden you thought about, okay, I want to be retiring, you know, I mean, micro-retirement, having too much breaks, then the employer or your manager or your senior manager would think that you've been taking so much breaks. So, you know, they could look at that as a risk instead of actually a benefit, you know, for the company, instead of looking at your personal well-being. So those are things that they need to consider, whoever is going to be taking this into consideration.
That sounds kind of like sabbatical. So there are companies that do have that. Like, let's say, for example, you know, you go ahead and you spend maybe 8 weeks out, you know, but when you return back to your same company and to your same position. Everything continues as normal. But when it comes to micro-retiring, it's like you are completely leaving. So like Angeli said, you know, one of the challenges about that is that there is definitely going to be a gap. You know, another challenge would be, it's like you've been away for so long, because with micro-retiring, you can even go longer than 8 weeks or 12 weeks, so where it can go up to years. You know, you can be out for a couple of years. But the downside of that is that when you do come back, you're gonna find yourself struggling a little bit to get back into the rhythm. You might have to, settle for maybe like a lower pay than what you were accustomed to, managerial positions and things like that. So that is also something to consider whenever you want to go ahead and take that break, depending on how long you want to take the break as well. So
yeah, and you also just want to be open with the company, with the company, and just tell them, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. This is my plan. This is how I'm going to work my workload. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to take care of X, Y, and Z to ensure that everything is taken care of while I'm on break.
Right.
And I'm going to stay up to date with any new technologies, anything that may be coming out, so that when I do come back, I don't miss a step. Because planning, as long as you plan and you make a clear, detailed plan financially, work-wise, with your family, and you're clear with the company that you're working with, and you do a good work, I don't see where the issue would lie.
Right.
Then now some companies will just say, no, we can't afford for you to do this for X, Y, and reasons. But when you have a plan and you put that plan into place, should be no reason why you can't be able to follow through. And I think it is a benefit. At the end of the day, it's hard when you have an employee that leaves for an extended period of time, especially somebody that you are relying on. But at the same time, it helps them to recoup their mind. It helps them to give more energy, to be more focused, because you don't want somebody in the company who is just completely burnt out. So I think that if micro retirement is something that you're thinking about doing, it's definitely piqued your interest, then make a detailed plan of how you're going to go about doing that, and just be open with your company and let them know this is even something that they offer. Because I was dealing with somebody overseas, and they were saying that in England they actually take like a whole month off. Wow. It's like mandatory. Everybody gets 1 month off straight.
That is
no answering emails, no work at all. And I was like, really? They're like, yes, it's a whole month. Like, you have to take it off.
Is like,
I was telling them about what it was like here in America to work, and they're like, you need to do something. You need to let them know that you need a whole month off and follow suit as what they do overseas. I was very, very shocked.
Yeah, they take rest very seriously, some countries. But also that month off or that break does not necessarily mean you're not doing anything. You want it to be productive. Whether that's your passion or, maybe learning a new skill, or maybe something that you've planned that when I retire, I'm going to go into this passion of maybe cooking, or maybe having my own business of art or this. So you already start actually upskilling or learning those hobbies, learning those skills, so that when you finally retire, you're not going from square one, you're not going from scratch that you're going to learn all of this. You already have the skill, you already have the plan for you, and you've allowed that, during your working years, and that gap is not something that, it's wasted. But again, we presented to you risk, we presented to you benefits, but again, it's up to you if this is something that's going to work for you, especially if you have, it's a different case scenario for each one. So just because it's trending doesn't mean that you have to follow it. Make sure that you take consideration of your family, your financial conditions, and also the company and the people that you work with. But this is it for this segment, and we're gonna go on a quick break. And once we're back, we're gonna go in our rapid fire questions game.
Laugh, learn, and love with Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father.
Crippling depression, anxiety, exhaustion.
I was in prison and her mom had a heart attack.
There's a lot of institutional issues and challenges that suggest to us that dads aren't essential, and I've always rejected that.
Sometimes you don't have to know everything about being a dad. You just gotta be there.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Let's strive to grow together on Breaking the Silence.
Get ready. You have 50 seconds on the clock to challenge your brain. Self-reflect on the question. Reminisce of the good old days. Remember to be quick with the response, because after all, it's rapid fire.
We are back with Rapid Fire, and this time, relationship edition. So we're gonna have some questions, rapid fire questions. And it says there at the beginning, 50 seconds on the clock. I don't know if that we're gonna be, we're gonna follow that, but
hopefully
we'll
do.
try. We'll try. Okay, ready, ladies?
I am ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
okay.
Come on, let's go.
So
let's get on
our
with it.
first question is, biggest relationship pet peeve.
What is your biggest relationship pet peeve?
Come on, 50 seconds.
Okay, so mine will have to be, I don't know if it's valid, but you know, whenever my husband gets a ticket, everything is fine. But if I get a ticket, it's the end of the world. I don't hear the end of the story. I just keep hearing it. He goes on and on and on. But when he gets a ticket, you know, it's a big issue.
How many tickets you be getting?
I rarely
For
get
her to
tickets.
break that up.
He gets more tickets than I do, but whenever he gets a ticket,
The issue here is the ticket.
It's
Why are
okay.
you guys getting tickets?
So I don't know.
Why are y'all
That's just a
getting
pet peeve of
tickets?
mine.
Okay.
You gotta
All
be
right.
driving, always looking out.
What about you, Angeline?
Me is not listening or not paying attention. And like when I say something, and also the reaction, like if I say something sad, say something happy, same reactions. I'm like, hey, like come on, because when he says something and I gotta give a reaction, so like start listening. So yeah,
Okay.
sometimes.
All right. I hope he's not watching.
Yeah.
What about you?
So something that annoys me in relationships is when the partner is really clingy.
Ooh.
I cannot.
Okay, clingy.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't like that.
No, you don't like it? I don't like
What
it.
you doing?
I don't
What you
like it.
All the time.
What you doing?
You have become my second skin. Back.
Give me some space.
Give me 50 feet.
All right,
please.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it, right, for pet peeves. All right, so we ready for our next one? All right,
Yes.
boom, let us have our next one. What is the most romantic gesture someone's done for you? Aww.
Okay, who goes first?
You go first.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I go first. Okay, so I was doing volunteer work and I was really, really tired, but then it was a special day for both of us. And I came home coming to like a decorated table with, you know, food and other stuff there. So that for me was something like, oh, he appreciates me. Like I was tired and didn't have time with him today. So like for me, it was something that, you know, really sweet.
You know,
That's
I should have
so
just went
nice.
first because that was my same response, you know? Instead of, I prefer to be surprised, you know, privately like that, you know, have dinner ready, I don't know, decorations, candles, petals, whatever it is, as opposed to surprising me in front of people. Because I find that a little bit like embarrassing and stuff. So
I know.
Yeah. So mine's is pretty much the same as Angeline's.
It's like keep the love behind the doors.
Yeah,
You know,
behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah. All right.
So mine's on the other side. So the sweetest thing, the most romantic thing, I don't know if it's romantic, but it was the sweetest thing that somebody's done for me, which was letting me go. because I was on a different path in life, and that person realized it and knew that they were not going to take me down that right path. So they let me go. So to me, that was because you can do flowers, you can do all this nice stuff.
Yeah.
But if that person would have stayed with me, then maybe my life would have gone a different way. So I'm grateful to that person that let me go.
I like that. I like that. That was good.
Now I'm just like thinking about my answer.
All right.
All right. She went deep. Okay.
All right. Next one.
Next one. Okay.
The next one. What is a deal breaker in a relationship?
Go ahead, Francisca.
Oh, there's a couple.
Oh, goodness. Name
What
one.
are?
One.
I mean,
Maybe two.
abuse is pretty high up there.
Okay.
You know, if you're gonna lay your hands on me, if you're gonna disrespect me or put me down with your words, or always try and throw things in my face, like I don't have time for that. Like, you can either talk to me like a person, but the second you put your hands on me, I'm out.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
I'm not gonna put up with it.
I would definitely have to agree with Francisca as well. That also cheating.
Yes.
That's the deal breaker.
Yeah.
You go stay with that person.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, infidelity.
Goodbye.
Kick rocks.
Bye, Felicia. All right. What about
Yes,
you?
infidelity.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. That one was quick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
that
easy.
one is like, you already know. Top of your head. Okay.
All right. Next one.
Next one. All right. What is the best relationship advice you ever received?
Mine would be to always make sure that God is in between both of us, you know, always being the center of the relationship. So that for me has always, even till today, that stands, that sticks. Yep.
For me, it would be you can never change the person. Don't go into a relationship thinking you're gonna fix him, you're gonna fix the way he does X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You're gonna change him. He's gonna be a different person than the person he is right now, because that's only setting you up for failure and it's just gonna get worse. So never go into a relationship expecting that you're gonna change somebody, or worse, that they're gonna leave the person that they're with to be with you because there's something great about you. Don't even worry about that relationship. Find somebody else.
Okay. Mic drop.
Yeah, those were pretty good.
Okay.
But
What about
yeah,
you?
for me, one of them is if there is a problem, don't try to blame everything on the other person. You have to look at yourself first and make sure that you are also like contributing to the solution.
Okay. All right. 3 different responses. All right. Now we get somewhere, y'all. Okay. Let's go. Next question. What is something you wish you knew about relationships earlier? This was a little tough.
Yeah, like
it's starting to get
there's
tougher,
a lot.
right?
I know.
Okay.
They're not giving us 50 seconds
All
with
right.
this. What is
Okay.
something you wish you knew about
I
relationships
already have
earlier?
my answer.
Okay, go.
How much work they really are. They are a lot of work. Relationship. You see people
like a job.
smile
No,
and
seriously.
happy in relationships, but you don't know how much work a relationship is. Like, it's so much work. People just think like, oh, I just want to walk down the aisle. I just want to get married. I just want to have the pretty dress. I just want to have the boyfriend. I just want to have the relationship. But like, go past that. That's a lot of work.
Maintaining it.
Oh, Lord, that's
She's
a lot.
like, yes.
Oh, yes. That's a lot of work.
Mine's kind of is similar to yours, but mine would more be like how to deal when it comes to compromises. Because when it comes to relationship, you have to compromise all day, every day. So yes, that will be my answer. What about you?
For me, because I got a fair share of like headaches and past, you know, so like if I knew that, hey, the dating stage is when you really get to know the person, you just don't jump on the bandwagon and started like all this romantic, hey, I love you, whatever, then you don't necessarily go into a relationship and actually break your head because, hey, you didn't get to know the person properly. So if I knew that earlier, then I would have not even got into like, you know, previous relationships.
Okay. All right. Cool. Interesting. All right, y'all. Y'all ready for the next one? What's the next one?
Next one.
All right.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about being in a relationship?
Can I go first with this
please.
one?
Go ahead, girl.
Okay,
Take it.
that you have someone with you in the highs and lows. You know, because us, like, we were gonna have our bad days. We were gonna have, like, you know, our days that we wanted to encourage ourselves. So of course, this is not like, okay, you gotta depend on them, like codependency. No, but when you have someone there through thick and thin, somebody who you can trust, who could actually like uplift you and encourage you and actually not be a stumbling block in your life, then that is my favorite thing.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I kind of agree with yours as well, having that person to share things with you and also having that person to challenge you, but challenge you in the sense that they help bring the best version of you out. You know, like they're always pushing you, encouraging you, making you come out of your comfort zone and showing you that you are more than able to accomplish anything and everything that you set your mind on. And they're there with you along the way, walking with you in that journey. So yeah, I like that one.
I mean, that's pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much.
Somebody to do life with. Somebody to do life with that's going to challenge you, that's going to be there to support you and to be able to help you and all of that.
And all of that stuff. You hear, Francisca? All right, next question. Ooh, okay.
What is the biggest misconception about relationships?
That everything is a bed of roses. That you're gonna be happy all the time, all day, every day, smiley, bubbly, and that ain't it. And it's not always.
Yeah.
So listen, if they tell you that, they lying to you. Don't let them lie to you. That's mine.
Okay, so mine would be that a relationship is 50-50. Relationship is not 50.
What is it?
50. 100-100.
Thank you.
You gotta put in all your work and they gotta put in all their work.
Not 50-50. It's 100-100.
Not that 50-50. That's how you get in trouble with a relationship because they're only putting 50% into that relationship. Where are they putting that other 50%?
Exactly.
All right. I want to know.
Give me a different perspective. For me, they're all the same. Just because you've experienced one relationship doesn't mean your next relationship is going to be the same thing, you know? So,
right. Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. Let's keep going. What is your love language?
Ooh, okay.
I'm already say mine. Mine is act of service.
Yes, agreed.
Act of service is definitely my love language.
Yep.
What about you,
What's
Francisca?
Acts of service.
Acts of service.
So we all agree here.
Forget about the lovey-dovey, help me out.
This is the fastest that we've ever answered.
I know, right? This was definitely rapid. All right, let's go
let's look at our next one.
Okay. What's your funniest or most awkward dating story? Why would y'all put that question?
Terrible.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna go first, but I'm gonna try to be super duper quick, all right? So I was dating my husband at the time and we were supposed to go out on a date. We were actually gonna go to Times Square to, you know, eat ice cream and just walk around, take pictures and enjoy the moment. And I had to take the subway. And listen, I dogged myself up. I had heels, I was on point. Going down the stairs to take the subway, my left heel entered the folding of my right pants. I fell, I rolled down the stairs, broke the heel, scraped my knee. A guy passed by, didn't help me out. He just kept going. So I was like, you know what? Forget this. I had to walk back home with a broken heel like this. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just throwing on some sneakers. I'm changing my pants and I'm just going comfortable. What a way to humble, right? Yeah, I was definitely humbled. So that would be mine. That was so crazy. I would never forget that.
Okay, how about you?
Mine's kind of... I mean, I had some awkward ones. But this one that I could think of is really, really embarrassing. And please keep in mind, I was young.
Yeah, we're young.
I was young at the time. All right, so I'm going to age myself a little bit, but let's just say our date was in the movie theater. Okay, so I went to the movie theater. I met him in the movie theater. It's dark. In the movie.
Okay.
It's dark in the movie theater.
Girl.
Sitting next to this guy. I'm like, okay,
it's dark.
I never really met him.
You didn't see him. You didn't see his face.
And I was like, okay, you know, all right, you know, the date's going on or whatever. Then we walk outside, the sun is shining, and I turn around, I said,
what is this?
Who is the man I was sitting next to? Because I know there's no...
I know you lying.
No,
I was young. Forgive me. But I was young. He never heard from me
He
again.
set you up. He set you up. He said like this. Wait, hold on.
How did you not know
He
that?
said Francisco. He said, meet me inside of the theater already.
He was smart. He was smart in that moment. I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
Walk into the sunlight. I said,
oh goodness, that was funny. Okay, what about you?
For me, it's not a funny one, but it's a most awkward one.
Okay.
And back in the days, like we do have like a lot of like texting involved.
Yeah.
So I was like texting this guy, and then we kind of like dated text. So I don't know how he looks like. And then we come to meet up, and then I brought my friend with me. And guess what?
He liked your friend. He thought you were your friend.
No, my friend was also texting the same person.
Oh!
See, 50-50. He was only putting 50% in.
And that's crazy.
I was
You see? That's where the other 50%.
That's the other 50%.
I was like, what?
Oh,
that's crazy.
No. We both played.
What'd you do?
That was an awkward. I didn't know. I don't even remember. I probably just froze there. Like,
oh no.
What?
Imagine what he was thinking when both his girls come walking up together.
That's crazy. Oh no. All right. Let's go to our next one.
Yeah,
that definitely wasn't rapid.
Yeah,
okay, come on, let's go. We got any more? Dude, yes.
One more.
All right.
What is one word to describe your ideal relationship?
Oh,
This one's
that's
easy
hard
for me.
Okay, go ahead.
Sacrifice.
Ooh. Okay. What about you, Francisca?
Trust.
Oh. Okay. So I'll say friendship, just so we can have different answers. Okay.
What was going to be your answer?
We don't want to know. Yeah. So friendship, sacrifice, and.
What was yours?
What was yours?
What was yours?
Oh, and you heard all of our answers.
Okay. Oh, that's the last one. Oh, that was the last one.
Yes, it was the last one.
It didn't. Yeah, it was not as rapid as we think it is.
But it was good though.
Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed those rapid fire questions, and I hope you actually answered them as well. But right now we're gonna go on a quick break because we still have one topic to discuss. So let's go on a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back.
Empowered women, empowering conversations. Stay with us on Breaking the Silence as we inspire and uplift each other.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Are you suffering from a broken heart? The Bible says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed." Even if you feel defeated, broken beyond repair, God is much closer than you realize. Call now, 888-332-4141. God can heal your broken heart. The world throws a lot at you. Stay on top of it all with LFN News. We've got you covered. Breaking news.
5 earthquakes rocked parts of California, all within hours early Sunday morning.
Weekend forecast.
Come the weekend, we will have that sun, so that's some good news to have.
Market reports.
With the May jobs report just being released, many economists predict another soft month of employment gains, with some saying the U.S. unemployment rate could be down to 4% for the first time in more than 2 years.
We go beyond the headlines to bring you the stories that matter. At ULFN News, we cut through the noise and bring you the news you need when you need it. ULFN News, where clarity meets impact. Weekdays at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Breaking the Silence is back. Let's keep the conversation going.
You know, life can be so busy and sometimes we stress so much about it. So today we're going to give you a recharge, something that actually is going to bring you joy, which is hobbies.
Hobbies, definitely. So, you know, we're going to celebrate all these different hobbies that help you mentally and also physically. It helps you to be on point. You know, things like yoga, things like, you know, strategy games, puzzles, you know, going out into nature, doing walks, or any of the sort that's gonna keep you active both physically and mentally is always good to incorporate every single day, because, you know, a lot of times life is just about wake up, go to work, go home, sleep, the same routine all over again, especially people who tend to like pull double shifts and stuff like that. It's like they don't have a life. But when you learn how to celebrate and enjoy the power of hobbies, is definitely going to give you a boost.
Yeah, hobbies can really enrich your life. They add a whole nother layer of excitement to your life, because hobbies are something that you enjoy doing. It's something that brings pleasure to you. It's not something that you have to do. It's not something that you're being forced to do, but it's something that you really enjoy doing. And it's sometimes something that you get to do alone. Sometimes it's something that you can do with a group of friends.
Yep.
So it really does bring a whole new level of appreciation and enjoyment in your life, because like you said, you're working all the time, you're going home, you're taking care of your family, but then it's like, oh, today I get to do a hobby, something for me, something that brings me joy.
Yeah.
And that is really what we need in life, to have that little spark of joy every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
And hobbies bring that.
Definitely, especially when you look forward to that hobby as a form of a de-stressor, for you to unwind, for you to kind of take a breather. There's a lot of people that, you know, they have certain hobbies that they're always looking forward to. Why? Because whenever they're upset or they're angry, you know, it's like their go-to in order for them to kind of relax, in order for them to kind of calm down. It helps them calm down. It helps them to have clarity when it comes to thinking or decision making, or sometimes it's just, you know, having that time to really, you know, take into perspective whatever it is that you're going through, that you're facing. You know, going to that hobby definitely helps you, you know, to have that clarity and also to reduce stress, anxiety, and all those things, you know.
And we have different kind of hobbies that we're going to be discussing today. And one of them is when you get moving, right? Physical well-being, good for your body, especially for those of you who like to work out, exercise. Plus you have this hobby, for example, activities like hiking. You know, it gets you moving, but it's something that you're passionate about, that you look forward to at the end of, you know, that weekend, or dancing like Nori, swimming, or playing a sport that you're actually really passionate about. Because all of this, they are actually great for cardiovascular health, and they're also great for strength and flexibility. So basically, you're already taking care of your physical body, and you are, you know, having that enjoyment, that physical activity for your own well-being as well. So you are killing one bird with two stones.
No.
Killing
two birds with one
stone. There you go. Thank you so much for my co-host, who's always here supporting me and helping me out.
There you go.
But these are really good, because not only, like, sometimes you're just like, I want to exercise just because I can, you know, have my physical body look good, or I can be healthy, but it's not, you're just dragging yourself all the time. You know, it's not something that, okay, an enjoyment for you, but it's actually a burden. Sometimes it's just a burden for you to go work out, exercise. So do something that would require you to move, but also would give you that enjoyment.
And you know, it also helps with networking as well. Maybe you're maybe kind of like a loner, you don't really go out and you socialize, but it's something that you want to break out of. You know, hobbies that would push you to kind of like network and socialize with other people, that's definitely a plus. It's gonna open up your mind to different things that you probably didn't even consider or didn't even know you would be into or like. So that's another way to discover even more hobbies that you didn't know you would be into. So that also helps with like networking and socializing as well.
Yeah, and just having personal growth. Everybody wants to grow. Everybody wants to develop in one area, right? So you could go and like learn a new language. You can get into a cooking class. You could start cooking. You can start baking. I know that
Chef Francisca.
Yes. Speaking of hobbies, I tried doing that myself by making some bread, and I actually succeeded.
Are we gonna get some?
So there's a lot of people that you see that have that hobby of making the sourdough bread. I'm sure y'all have seen it on social media, but that's another hobby. It's something fun. It's something interactive that you can do, and then you get to enjoy the benefits
of eating
cooking a nice meal or eating some bread, right? And then you can do photography, you can do editing, any of those kind of things. It's just fun for the mind to be creative. The mind loves to be creative, and when you're able to create something and you see that you did it, it's like you get excited, and then you want to do something else, and you want to do something else. So personal growth. Hobbies have so many different great benefits, but personal growth is one of them.
You know, another hobby would be meditation and mindfulness as well, where you can be able to just be quiet and just silence the noise around you, silence the busy, the hustle, the bustle of everyday life, which is also good for your mental health, where it gives you time to kind of just really think deep down of where am I in life? What is it that I can do to improve? All of these things is also another great way. This hobby is definitely good, especially, if your mind is always racing. You're that type of person that even when you're resting, you're not resting because you're always busy. Your mind is always going and running. So taking that time to meditate, to just silence everything out, is definitely a good thing. Just like puzzles as well, strategy games, that's also going to make you think a lot.
Even coloring.
And coloring.
Yes.
Remember we had
someone on the show. Yes. That she did.
Because I like coloring.
Book.
I gotten away from it, but it's nice to just kind of color, and then it takes you into a whole another world. You can just kind of like you said, silence your mind. A lot of the times we get home and then we want to get on social media and say that social media silences our mind, but it really doesn't. So by coloring or doing puzzles, doing any of these kind of things, really does help to silence your mind and bring that peace back, like you were saying.
Yeah, and you're just gonna start small. It's not necessary that you're going to like take 8 hours. No, you start small. Then maybe incorporate it like half an hour in a week, if that's possible, because you're such a busy person that you can barely breathe. But 30 minutes is 30 minutes a week. Come on, 30 minutes, that lunch break that you maybe sacrifice one lunch break to actually do your hobby. But those are just some things, right, that you can do to incorporate hobbies in your life because you need them so that you can regenerate, you can refresh your mind so that you're ready for a new day. Okay, but that's it for this segment. And right now, actually, we did not forget your responses for a question of the day. So let's go and take a look at it. Okay, so for those of you who are just tuning in now and actually did not get to the question of the day, let's read that for you, and that is, what is one thing you would like to never have to do again? And we already have some wonderful viewers who have sent in their responses. And our first one coming from Lizzie. Clean. I don't want to clean the floor, the tub, the sink, the toilet, my car, the cabinets, nothing. I'm tired. Oh, Lizzie.
That's how you really feel.
But you're not being realistic, Liz. You're not being realistic.
I don't know, they get robots nowadays.
Well, okay.
They can do it for you.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that. All right.
Hey, Liz, do it as a hobby, okay?
Oh, goodness. That's not one. That's not a hobby.
Sounds like
want to take
torture.
And stress reliever. Actually, there are people that would actually cleaning would be like
their hobby.
I don't think Liz is one of those.
It ain't mine.
People.
Thank you, Liz, for that one, though.
Liz.
We have our next comment, which is from Ramona. Hopefully surgery. I hate having to go under anesthesia, and it always breaks my wallet a little. Girl, you done stole my answer. But yes, I agree with you on that. Surgery, that's something I definitely wouldn't want to do ever again. All right, thank you for that, girl.
All right, let's see our next one from Willow. Driving. I don't like to move. I like to move to a city with public transportation so I don't have to ever get behind the wheel again.
Okay.
Oh, Willow.
I can understand that. Yeah,
No,
I can
I like
definitely
driving.
understand that. But you don't, apparently, by which you don't live in a place where, you know, you have access to public transportation like that, like New York or something.
But if you go to New York, then you're gonna have other issues.
Yeah,
people everywhere,
true.
the subway.
I know.
So you gotta give and take. I don't mind driving.
What about you?
The first thing that came to my mind when I read this was go back to school. I never want to have to do that again. Never.
It was a struggle. Struggle was real.
One thing I never
and
want
mine's
to
was
do
surgery.
again.
So,
surgery.
what was yours?
For me, is either there are two. So being hospitalized, if possible, and the other one is no sleeping for 48 hours. Like having to get up, and I became a zombie. 48 hours without, no. That is gonna wrap up this segment because no, seriously, if you've been it, you know what I'm talking about. You've become a completely different person. Okay, so let's wrap up this segment and we'll be right back.
Stronger together. Breaking the Silence is your community for support and inspiration.
Breaking the silence can be difficult, but it is necessary. We must speak up and end the stigma surrounding domestic violence and trauma. Not only for women, but for all victims. It's time to break the silence. It's okay to not be okay. There's no shame in seeking help. We all need to come together and create a safe space for everyone to speak openly about their mental and physical well-being. Visit www.thehotline.org and text us at 1-888-312-4141 to find resources and support. Let's break the silence together.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
How are you ready for this question? Have you got your plan to micro-retire? We just talked about
Did you already start doing your research on how you can do this for what, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years?
Or maybe even
Why
longer.
not 6 years?
Why not a lifetime? If you already had it,
well,
you might as well
okay.
keep going.
Can I inquire that and put that in petition?
Go ahead.
Go right ahead, Angelique.
Let me know how it goes.
Let me know how it goes, and then I can follow suit. Yes, because with that, I'm going to incorporate the power of hobby. Yes, and put some hobbies there to enjoy and relax. We've talked about it, and if you are already incorporated that in your life, that is so good because I know that you're relieving your stress and actually enjoying life because, you know, hobbies really give that oomph, that boost that when you're feeling like you're just burnt out and don't want to even do anything anymore. However, one hobby that you can do is watching Kings.
Yes.
And that airs Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who are very busy during the weekdays, we have recaps on Saturday, Sunday, and that is 9 p.m. Eastern Time as well. So don't tell me that you don't have time because it's airing every single day.
And it's their new hobby, so
Yeah,
they're going to make
You're
time
going
for
to be
it.
enjoying it, looking forward to it every single day. But I know you're going to look forward to us again next time because we don't have much time. So we'll say bye-bye. Bye.